One moment, the sun is shining. The next, it simply disappears. For the first time in billions of years, Earth enters complete daylight darkness. At first, most people wouldn't think the sun had vanished. They would assume something impossible was happening right above their heads. So what would actually happen if the sun disappeared for just 24 hours, then suddenly returned exactly as before? The answer isn't only about darkness. It's about every hidden system on Earth that quietly depends on sunlight every single second. Most people imagine endless darkness as the biggest problem. But darkness itself would be only the first visible symptom. The real danger begins when sunlight stops delivering the energy that quietly powers almost every natural process on Earth. Fortunately, Earth stores enormous amounts of heat. That thermal reserve would slow the cooling process during the first 24 hours. Our planet wouldn't freeze instantly. The atmosphere and oceans would continue releasing stored warmth long after the sunlight disappeared. Everything starts with energy. Remove the sun, and countless hidden systems immediately begin responding together. Solar power would disappear immediately. But most cities wouldn't go dark because electrical grids have multiple backup sources already working. Plants would stop producing new energy almost instantly. Fortunately, most could survive a single day using stored reserves. Nature's biological clocks would become confused. Many animals would behave as though night had arrived hours earlier than expected. Humans would adapt surprisingly quickly. Artificial light would replace daylight, but only for the world we have already built. Meanwhile, Earth would continue losing heat to space. The cooling would be gradual, but it would never completely stop while the sun remained absent. The oceans would become Earth's greatest shield, slowly releasing stored heat and preventing temperatures from collapsing during the first 24 hours. Not every place would cool equally. Dry deserts and high mountains would lose heat much faster than the world's vast oceans. Weather wouldn't suddenly stop. Winds and storms would continue moving because Earth's atmosphere already carries enormous momentum. The system becomes clear here. Earth isn't powered by one process, but by countless interconnected systems working together every moment. Only now do we realize how completely life depends on a star nearly 150 million kilometers away. Within hours, countless plants would stop tracking sunlight. Their biological rhythms would pause, waiting for a sunrise that never arrives. Many animals don't measure time with clocks. They measure it with light, and suddenly that light would be completely gone. Human civilization would remain active, but transportation, aviation, and emergency services would immediately shift into continuous night operations. For billions of people, the strangest experience wouldn't be fear. It would be watching every familiar landscape remain trapped in endless night. The greatest mystery wouldn't be Earth's darkness. It would be understanding how an entire solar system could continue without its central star. If the sun truly vanished, gravity would eventually disappear as well. But Earth wouldn't know that immediately because gravity travels at the speed of light. For about 8 minutes, Earth would continue orbiting as if nothing had happened. Then everything would begin changing all at once. Without the sun's gravity, Earth wouldn't fly outward explosively. It would simply continue moving forward into deep space. The moon would remain with us, becoming humanity's final familiar companion as Earth slowly left the solar system behind. The first 24 hours would no longer be only about surviving darkness. They would become the beginning of Earth's endless journey through the galaxy. For humanity, the greatest challenge might not be the cold. It would be uncertainty, as billions waited for a sunrise that never came. Every passing hour would raise the same question. Was this temporary, or had life on Earth changed forever? Scientists would search desperately for answers, measuring gravity, light, and space itself, hoping to understand the impossible. Remarkably, most life would survive the first day. Earth's enormous reserves of heat and energy would buy precious time against the darkness. Then, without warning, the sun returns. Light races across Earth once again, ending the longest day humanity has ever experienced. Nature would recover surprisingly quickly, but the memory of 24 sunless hours would remain with every generation that witnessed them. The most astonishing lesson is that life depends on countless invisible systems quietly working together every single second. We rarely notice the sun because it never asks for attention. Yet almost everything we value begins with its energy. Sometimes the greatest discoveries come from imagining the impossible because they reveal how extraordinary our ordinary world truly is. What impossible scenario should we explore next? Subscribe to the Scenario Files for more hidden possibilities.